name is Danny.
And I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup Troop Online.
We are so excited for this episode, you guys. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, what is Soup Troop, you might ask? Well, Soup Troop was founded in the ripe year of 2017 when my work husband, Paul Wright Chainer, and I decided that there was, not enough discussion of the soups being talked about at Frenchwood's Festival for the Performing Arts, where we all met upstate in New York. So we decided that we would have this focus group, right, where we would discuss the different soups every day in the canteen. It got so big. We had the talking bowl, we had the slogans, and we are so excited in the coronavirus pandemic to bring this online to you guys across the world and talk about soups on a much wider scale.
That was beautiful, Danny. I like that you called it a focus group. Thank you.
It is what it is.
So we have something super excited to talk about today.
Yeah.
For those of you who were here last week, and for those of you who weren't, we recently have been sponsored by Brodo Broth. There is their handle below. For those of you who don't know what Brodo Broth is, it is an incredible broth company based in New York City, and you can find their broths in supermarkets near you. So today we're gonna, taste test a broth.
Absolutely.
So here we have Brodo beef bone broth, and here I have it in my cute little mug. So Dan, are you ready? You want to do a little cheers?
All right.
Clink.
Clank. I love that.
That is a yummy broth.
Okay. Yeah, no, I like it.
The thing about Brodo broths is that you can just sip it right out of a mug. It's just such like a simple, delicious, easy way to drink a broth. I think this beef broth is delicious, and it's perfect even by itself. It would make a great addition in a vegetable soup.
Yeah. I would have to say, if I was going to use this, I know that beef broth is not usually the base for like an udon soup, but I think that this Brodo soup would really pair well with like a nice udon, some vegetables. That might be what I do.
That sounds yummy. If I were to rate it, I would rate it probably 4 spoons out of 5 spoons.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like a 4.23. I think that there's something to be said for the viscosity, the thinness of the soup, and how great it feels going down. That's all I got.
That was beautiful, Danny.
Thank you. No, you.
So today we have a wonderful episode featuring a wonderful guest.
Yes, we are so excited to welcome Mr. Sam Leicht. He's Walden Wallace graduate, and he was seen on Broadway this past season in The Lightning Thief, and as well as the national tour. We are so excited to discuss some soups because apparently he knows much more than we anticipated about soup. So please welcome Sam Leicht.
Hello.
Hi. We're so happy to have you here today. Thank you for joining us.
I'm so happy to be here. I have to say, this is the weirdest request I've ever gotten, but I'm really loving it. So
we're honored.
Before we begin, I would like to ask you a personal question. So as we see in your little heading, you are called the Soup King.
Mm-hmm.
Please elaborate on that first and foremost.
I'd say it's pretty self-proclaimed, but my family happens to be a huge, huge, huge soup family. Like, we made a cookbook this year. We have soup just about every week, and I don't know how it really happened, but like, I have 3 older sisters, and in our like family group chat, every single week we're like, what soup is everyone making this week? And we always like put the soups that we're making, and it definitely stemmed from my mom making soup all the time. So she is, I don't know if I guess I'm like the soup prince and she's the soup queen. I don't know.
I love that so much. So,
yeah.
On that note, what is your favorite soup memory?
So I think that every time that I came home from college, my mom would make chicken and dumpling soup. And that was always really lovely. I went to school like 8.5 hours away, and that just felt like so homey, and I didn't get to go home very often. So that was always just really special. And I don't know, like, I think she was probably like, it's just chicken noodle, it's just like chicken and dumpling soup. Like, are you sure you want this again? And I was like, yeah, it's like, it reminds me of home. It's really nice. And you go home and you're like, and it was like so delicious. So that's probably my favorite soup memory. Yeah.
I love that. Well, we have to congratulate you on making your Broadway debut this season. That is amazing. We couldn't even imagine. So we have to know, in the Lightning Thief, Percy is capable of controlling water with his mind. So if you could control one soup with your mind, which soup would that be and why?
I feel like it would have to be like a clam chowder, you know, like I think it's very, it fits with Percy's like controlling the seas, you know, like I see the clam chowder working really well.
That actually makes a lot more sense than I thought it was going to be. That's beautiful. Wow.
I honestly, I will say I have some cheat sheets here because I do have my my family cookbook pulled up just so that I have a little bit more of some more information. I want to get these questions right. So
amazing.
I'm also eating soup right now, by the way. I thought.
Please tell us, which kind of soup are you eating?
I'm eating chicken tortellini soup from last night.
Ooh.
It's just like a chicken broth. You get a rotisserie chicken. You like take all the meat off of the chicken. You put it in. You put in cut up carrots, celery, and onions. And then you put in the tortellini that cooks for like 7 minutes. The last like 3 minutes of the tortellini, you put in some chopped up bell peppers to like give it a lot of color. So like you can get like some red and some green bell peppers, and that makes it like a really good Christmas soup. And then the last like 15 seconds, you put like a giant handful of spinach in there. And then you also just have to like salt and pepper like a lot. But yeah, it's one of my favorite soups.
That sounds delicious. Honestly, you should have your own cooking show. Like you give step by step. Like I feel like I could make that soup right now. Honestly,
my mom should have her own cooking show. I should not.
You can
I
get
like
that sometimes.
I was cooking dinner. We were cooking dinner this week, my boyfriend and I, and he's like my sous chef, so he's always like doing all the cutting. And I had to cut like 4 cherry tomatoes, and I cut my finger. I'm not a good like I'm a good cook. I'm just like not like good for a cooking show.
All right. So next, we want to ask you, what is it like being an understudy in such a demanding show, and for both of the lead roles in The Lightning Thief? And how do you prepare for an impromptu performance? And if you were unexpectedly called to perform, are there any soups that would come to the rescue and help you in your performance?
Yeah. So the first part of that question, understudying Percy and Luke was really interesting because not only was like when there are only 5 people on stage at a time, or 5 or 6, I don't remember. There's a lot of the show that you have to keep in your brain, right? And Percy leaves the stage for a total of 30 seconds, the entire show. So like it's just like a lot to put in there. And then add on top of that, there's a ton of fight choreography in there. And the only person who Percy fights is Luke. So it's just fighting myself. And my brain is just like, oh my God. But for the first like 4 months of tour, maybe 3 months, the other understudies and I were doing the entire show backstage. Like in a giant dressing room, basically, we would like find any space we could. And between the 3 of us, we covered all of the roles. So we would just like switch back and forth and like do all of the dialogue of the show like every single night. And eventually it just like gets in your body, you know, like I can imagine being a swing where you have to cover like 10 different dancing roles. I could never do it. Like my brain, it doesn't work like that. But because these were like so like substantial, like it was pretty easy for my brain to like be able to like put them all together and then like keep decent track. So it ended up being okay. If I was called to unexpectedly go on the show, I think I would have some bone broth because like exactly the bone broth. Because sometimes you just don't want like a bunch of stuff in your stomach. You know, you don't want it like all like floating around. So probably have some bone broth because it's really hydrating. It's also packed with minerals and nutrients. Like bone broth is so good for you, all the collagen in it. And it also is really good for gut health. So y'all didn't ask me to say this stuff, but I mean, bone broth is so good for you. So
Absolutely. You heard it here first, everyone. Sam Leicht, ambassador of Brodo Broth.
no, I'm not an ambassador of Brodo broth, but it's a huge health trend right now is bone broth, and it's because it is so like nutrient dense and great. So yeah, I love Brodo. I think they're literally a block from my apartment. So
so we have to know, as a professional tumbler, can you tell us a little bit about what it's like to perform some of these high intensity tricks? And do you have any tips and remedies to keep your body in tip-top shape? And are there any soups that would help you to stay healthy, you know, if you're doing a lot of it?
Yeah, I would not consider myself a professional tumbler, but I do tumble, and I've had to tumble in shows before, and it's great. You definitely need to be like warm, but that being said, like when you start a show, you kind of like are just like you're so on that you are warm and like you're kind of like ready to go. So, in terms of like staying in like tip-top shape, it's so funny because like there's always been this idea in the Broadway community of like a Broadway body, and it is so refreshing that we're finally getting away from that. Like this isn't like there's no like ideal size on Broadway, and like that is it's taken like oh sorry, I thought I lost you for a second. It's taken so long for that to come, and it's so great that it's finally here. That being said, it's like super important for any performer to be like very, very health conscious, you know, just making sure that we're focusing on our 5 lifestyle factors. And that's like nutrition, exercise, mental health, relationships, and sleep, right? We need to be focusing on all those things because performance is so unbelievably taxing on our bodies. So if we expect really high things like tumbling or, you know, like very high intensity dance, or even, I mean, even if you're a straight actor and you're just like turned on for 2 hours, if we're expecting that of our bodies, we need to be focusing on how to take care of our bodies. So I think it's just really important for everyone to prioritize their health as a performer. And soup actually is like a really, really healthy way to do that, right? Like soup, like it's really easy to put so many vegetables in your soup and like make it very nutrient dense, but not super calorically dense, which is great, you know? So we love that.
Of course. Soup is, you know, the best. So honestly.
Yeah.
All right. So we have to ask, at Camp HalfBlood, do you think that there would be any soup served at the meals? And if so, what soup would be fit for a demigod?
I wish that I remember, like, I don't know if I just like blocked out part of the show or what, but there's like, there's the campfire song. I don't know if y'all know the music, but there's the campfire song where everyone is like, kind of like complaining about their parents. And then they're like taking like food out of a bowl and like putting it in the fire as like their offering. And I'm trying to remember if there's like anything like specific about that, like if it was a soup or if it was like ambrosia or like whatever. I am gonna say that like a classic Camp HalfBlood soup would be a chili, you know, like just like a classic chili with a bunch of cheese, some sour cream, and like a spicy chili. That's what I'm going with. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. All right. So we know not only are you an actor, but you're an athlete and a trainer. So we have to introduce our game for the episode titled Train That Soup. In this game, we will give you a soup and you will have to create a workout regime for that soup. So you have to tell us what workouts would help the soup best fit the version of itself. Are you ready?
I think I understand. I don't know. You're gonna have to. Well, let's do it, and then I'll ask questions.
All right, Sam, you are about to play Train That Soup, and away we soup. Your first one is broccoli cheddar.
And I'm supposed to give you a workout with broccoli cheddar.
Yeah.
Yes. What does broccoli cheddar need to do? Is it an arm day? Is it a leg day?
Oh. Broccoli cheddar is absolutely like ab day. Like lots of abs.
Lots of abs.
Amazing. The next soup we have is chicken noodle soup.
Oh, chicken noodle soup is like a perfect like I just had COVID and I'm getting back to the gym soup.
Absolutely. Chicken tortilla.
One more time.
Chicken tortilla.
Yeah. I'm definitely feeling like the carbs in that would be like, let's do like a heavy leg day. Yeah.
Like next we have Italian wedding soup.
Okay. I see a lot of burpees.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Butternut squash soup.
I'm gonna go with ab day again.
Understandable. And our last soup on Train That Soup is miso soup.
Oh. This is gonna be like a 6-minute all-out body weight workout. Okay, so it's just like fired out of a cannon. Go.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations, Sam. You have completed our ever round of Train That Soup. Congratulations, you won. We're so proud of you.
Oh, my sister just texted me. She said that miso soup would be yoga.
Okay. I'll take that.
I see both perspectives. I understand.
Yeah.
All right, so we are about to get into our Q&A section. If you have any questions for Sam, we only have a couple more minutes, but we are trying to get to as many as we can, so leave those down in the comments below. This first one, very important question, comes from Kendall Julia, who says, if you had to replace Thanksgiving gravy with any soup, what soup would you pick and why?
I would pick like a very like thick and creamy tomato soup.
Tomato soup on anything is delicious, honestly.
Honestly, yeah. Wait, before we get to another question, I did want to highlight some of my mom's soup philosophy bullets.
I would love
to tell you this. But they're really good, and I think that they deserve to be said. So, okay, bullet number 1. 1 massive pot of soup per week equals health, wealth, and happiness. Okay?
That is gorgeous. I want that on a t-shirt.
Health, wealth, and happiness. We'll put it on a t-shirt, okay? And we'll send you some. Bullet number 2. Making soup is an art, not a science. Embrace experimentation. Bullet number 3. A homemade soup is the perfect way to show someone you care because soup equals love.
I love these. I know.
Really, everything in this, perfect. Soup tastes better with age. 1 pot can last all week and is the perfect weeknight dinner solution. Which is true because Jared and I are going, like the soup that we made last night, we made it for like, it was for a total of 4 people and we have so many leftovers and we're gonna be eating it for lunch for the rest of the week. So amazing. Make sure to get a big enough pot. You need like a really big soup pot. She said, my grandma Steegi, Grandpa's mom, taught me the beauty of soup made out of scraps from the freezer. She'd bring a little reused plastic bags out, and by lunch, there was bubbling, delicious soup ready to eat. So you can always not be wasteful about soup, which is great. Okay, just a few more. Don't forget to try layering soup. Spicy tomato with a dollop of potato soup is truly a delicacy. Have you ever thought about that?
No.
Don't forget to add the fresh chopped parsley right at the end. It freshens up the flavor of your soup in a heartbeat. Always add 2 to 3 more times the garlic than you think that you need. Not adding enough veggies is a missed opportunity. And especially add more carrots. Everyone likes them, and why not? So that's it. That's it.
That was about Now I want to meet your mom. Ask your mom if she wants to come on the show, honestly. I would love to talk about soup with her.
Her actual nickname is Saint Donna. So she's perfect. She's perfect. Yeah.
Oh, that was absolutely beautiful. I think I want like a poster with that, like soup rules, you know?
Soup rules. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
That was beautiful. Oh my goodness. And I think with that, that is the perfect way to end this episode.
I think so.
Gorgeous, stunning, beautiful. Thank you so much to Sam and Sam's mom. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, y'all.
Absolutely. So will everyone at home please join us in giving Sam Leicht a 1, 2, 3, we're here for you.
Thank you so much again, Sam, for coming on the show. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. See you later.
That was Sam Leicht. You simply must follow everything he does at Lightning on all of the social medias. He's doing wonderful workouts every morning at 10 a.m. and we are so excited to continue watching those. So that being said, this has been a wonderful episode of Soup Troupe Online. If you liked it, you can join us on Instagram at Soup Troupe Official, on Facebook at Soup Troupe Online, and or like and subscribe to this video and channel down below.
If you would like to read more about Soup Troupe Online, which we know you do, you can read more about us on BroadwayWorld.com. The link is in the description below.
And lastly, we'd love to thank our partners at Brodo Broth Company. We are so excited and looking forward to some exciting new steps ahead that we will be announcing soon. And we're just very excited with this collaboration. That being said, I am Danny.
And I'm Danny. And this has been Soup Troupe Online. Everyone join us in a 1, 2, 3. Have a super
day. Bye, guys. Hold the phone.
Hold the phone.
Hold the phone. The phone?
The phone is being held. Hold the phone.
You're still holding it.
I have the phone. I'm holding the phone right now.
You're my lifesaver. All right.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the first official day of the Soup Club.
So Soup Club is where we get the soup at lunch and we talk about it. My opinion was that I enjoyed the broth. It was too thin. I didn't get enough of it.
The spice is actually healthy because we're all sweet today. That's no more contention. That's why.
I give it a 3 out of 5 stars. 3
spoons. I give this a solid 3.75.
Soup Troupe is really inclusive, and Soup Troupe is a place where everybody can just come and talk about soup when it's good and also complain about soup when it's bad, because we all deserve a good bowl of soup in our lives.
Danny and Soup Troupe. I'm Danny.
And I'm Danny. 1, 2, 3.
We're here for you.
It's gonna be really hot.
Thank you, Soup Troupe.
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 My name is Danny.
And I'm Danny, and welcome to Soup Troupe Online.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, hi!
Hi.
What's up? Hello.
Hi! Hi!
Guys, I'm so excited to be on Soup Troupe.
Hello!
Hey!
Hey.
It's me!
Hi! Hey!
Yeah. Hi, guys. Hi. It's me.
Hi, guys.
Happy Soup Year!
Hi.
Hi.